Okay, I'm back again. I'm sorry, but we got cut out in the middle of this read. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure where to start. I mean, if you didn't see part one, like I don't want to go through and try and explain the whole lot because it's quite long. It's like an hour, right? So, um, to to catch the rest of this read, you've got to go back to part one. Okay, so this is part two. So, now let me go. So this is I've got what I finished off here with was Hunter of Lost Souls. We've got Hunter of Lost Souls because I asked with this to clarify the rest of the reading, right? This has come from settlement. So because this is settlement, this is not talking about, well, it is in some cases talking about a settlement for injustices. It's also a settlement for actual colonial settlement. So what I found, like I when I was reading the rest of this, it was like it was more of a now type reading. But then when I got to the last bit, and then it cut out on me, so I had to start from here. It turned to, and it will relate to, like if you go back and find my generational curse breaker series, it's relating to that. So settlement, right? Right from the beginning of I can't go back and talk about all that series because it's far too long. But we have the number 5 here, and there was some other cards that came out before it, but I put them away. But it comes down to these hunters of lost souls, which came from settlement with the church and the arts. This is giving me dark arts, okay? Now, the number 5 is giving me, 5 is, if you go to the curse breaker one, there was 5 sisters involved in a particular story. Now, I do not stage these readings at all, right? What comes out comes out. I don't know what to expect when I do a reading, okay? But we have a hunter of lost souls, and we're talking about church and the arts, dark arts. And we have the FBI are here. There's something that's being watched. Now, this sounds really off kilter. I don't know whether to mention it or not, actually. Okay, not yet. I might mention it a little bit further down in the reading. Now, involved in this reading is we have an uncle, we have an in-law or a cousin, or in-law and a cousin. We have 3 sisters. In the readings of the Cursebreaker series, there was 3 sisters that were put into an institution, a home, an orphanage for children. Okay, this is what I'm relating this to. Now, we have a lawyer who I believe could be an investigator, like an official of some sort that could be bringing a gift of some sort of stability here. Now, what I just got there was stability for these children. It was to come in a gift. There was a burden. It was to relieve somebody's burden. So it was to end a burden for somebody. All right? And I'd say and we have 3 sisters here. I'm just going to put this aside for a moment. I can't go through and show you everything, right? Because it's just too much and too complicated. I have 3 sisters came out. Now, in the Curse Breaker series, there was 3 sisters that went into this orphanage. And what I've got here is they've been under surveillance for a very, very long time. These people can be like in... Well, some of these people have actually passed away, and but they've been under surveillance for their whole life. We've got truth coming about this. Surveillance, 5 of Pentacles. Now the 5 of Pentacles is giving me the surveillance, the recording, everything about these people in these orphanages. Is being exposed by a star here. That's the star seeds that I read about in part 1. Been held in high honour, bringing the information, but the 3 of Pentacles is the 5. I mean, sorry, I said 3 of Pentacles. It's the 5 of Pentacles. Those were left out in the cold. Orphans, I'm talking about. There was 5 children, but 3 sisters actually were placed. We've got travel and home. Homeless, I should say. Homeless in reverse. Pleasant letter. It's the world in reverse. Is that this information is not stopping. There's strength here. And unexpected money with the 9 of Pentacles. We have grief and sorrow, like somebody is aggrieved. This is a Queen of Cups is grieving about this. And it's not so much grieving about, we've got travel and homelessness, but the homelessness is in reverse. It's more about, travel. But somebody's aggrieved about this information that's come forward. But we have the Libra here with unexpected money, which is a justice is coming forward for orphans. Over here, we now have a love interest, which is a brother. Somebody's brother was their love interest. We've got a rich man, exposed with the moon here, and the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, no love. We have also have the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords on the moon, and the Ace of Cups as being no remorse. Okay, so there's justice here for this no remorse. The brothers, oh my God, I just got it. Sorry. The brothers. Now, what I'm getting here as the brothers, I'm not saying brother here, I'm saying brothers. Love interest. Expectation. They had no remorse. Don't expect any remorse from this brother. Love interest. I'm not getting brother as in biological brother. I'm getting, well, it could be that as well. But what I'm getting here is like brothers in a, okay, brothers. We're talking about priests here. Because we're going back to generational curse breaking, right? Okay. So we have with our Emperor in reverse. I can't show you everything here, but it is here. It's a little bit hard to, you know, like, I don't know whether you can see. Well, it's too hard to even show you, right? Like, just hear me. Oh no. We're talking about a hunter of lost souls, orphans, right? Children, homeless people, lost souls. So we have it, and we know what's going on in our world at the moment with all these exposures, and this is just part of it, right? From where I am. Emperor in reverse, come out with illness. A sicko emperor in reverse is a Sagittarius. So there was a Sagittarius here who could be one of these brothers, right? Who had a victory with 6 wands over Knight of Cups, a younger. I just got him, priest is what just came to me here, a younger priest. This was a bad investment. But this younger priest is the King of Wands. We've got a court situation here for a King of Wands about couplings. This is a bad investment. The 9 of Wands here I'm getting as the victories over individuals. You hear what I'm saying? There is a Sagittarius who had a victory over 2 individuals who I believe may be might be 2 of their sisters. We have a Scorpio and a Virgo. There was a Sagittarius who had victory over these 2 here. These 2 could be the 2 of these sisters. And then we had a son. Somebody had a son from this Sagittarius. From these couplings with a success in love, they had a son. It's just coming out in court. A Sagittarius and a Scorpio and a Virgo are involved here. The Sagittarius is the Emperor in reverse, who's coming out with an illness. This is a sick mind. And we have a husband here who is a King of Pentacles. And it's in his thoughts, because I said sick mind, right? His thoughts. Sick mind. These sisters, children, orphans, right? There's a husband who's a King of Pentacles. Is going through a tower. 2 of Wands moving forward. Because, now, with the 2 of Wands, what I got here was, sorry, I've got to get this right from underneath all the other bloody cards, alright? the two of Wands, Kraken just came out on the floor. What does Kraken mean? Isn't that like somebody coming from the dark? And what I was about to say here, oh my God, lost souls, hunter of lost souls I'm talking about. And we just had Kraken fall out on the floor there, the dark, what comes out of the dark. Now, I explained in the last video about this 2 of Wands here being a 2-headed snake. And the tails are sitting in the dark. So something that is not revealed about these 2 heads. Oh my God, I just heard heads of state. Double-headed snake. 2-headed snake. 2 heads of state is what I heard Spirit say. Have something in the dark here with the tails are still under this water. You see what I'm saying? It's in the dark, it's in the water. The heads are above, showing dark and light. This is like 2 different cultures. But these tails are in the dark. This is the heads of 2 states. Wow, I never thought that was going to come out. And we have a King of Pentacles here. He's in his thoughts about a bad investment, about his sick, bad investment. We have a King of Pentacles coming out in court. There's a court situation going on with a King of Pentacles who is going through a tower. We have a tower in reverse. So this is an extreme tower. Okay. But the FBI are involved. But there's big luck here for somebody, and I would say the nine of Cups here, this is for the victims. We have big luck for these victims from a church and the dark arts. A church in the dark arts, involved in the dark arts. We've got a Nine of Cups here. Those that hold the resources, you know what I mean? So, okay, so let's go back. So in the past, those that hold the resources were the churches. The governments were paying the churches to take on the orphans, and it was about controlling the orphans and creating that slave state, but or not just creating it, but like creating, manifesting, right? The slave mentality, which comes through MK Ultra and mind control tactics, and that's what the arts is here. The church and their dark arts. They used them. And we've got the High Priestess here, and we've got the Magician that held the 9 cups, that held the resources for the children. This has been investigated by the FBI. Well, the FBI... shit. So the federal police were... I'm not sure whether this is about the federal police investigating this or whether the federal police were involved, or certainly the authorities were involved at that time, because we're talking about this time too. It's come right from that time. Settlement days. That's where it began. It was an orchestrated plan. It wasn't just like something that just accidentally happened. This was an orchestrated, predatory situation and the churches were used, right, by the authorities to create this, because there was a labour shortage. They wanted to bring people in, to colonise a place. They needed people to work it, right? So the initial people were the people that were put into slavery, that were conquered, like the communities that lived there, and then they were taken over, and then they were, forced into submission through atrocities. And but then after that, they had to keep that suppressed, and then there was the breeding out of Aboriginality, and that kind of thing was involved here in the orphanages. So that was actually part of the plan, right? So, and to build a labour, fill in a labour shortage, to take more, to acquire more resources from the land and have people to work it. So the orphans were actually used as slaves, basically, and they were under MK Ultra control to create the slave labourers, slaves. And this could come under blackmail and friend. Coming across as a friend and then blackmail. So what was happening with MK Ultra is that they would raise the children to a certain degree, and they would gain the trust and be good and have those children feel comfortable, right? Then they would traumatize them, and that trauma you know, like coming across as a friend, and then blackmail. The trauma causes that, you know, like degradation of self-worth and shame. So the shame factor, you know, to come across as a friend and then put that trauma in there, that's the black magic, that's the spell work, right? So you know, like, because this is what's the word? Um, grooming, right? So coming across as a friend to groom, then traumatize, and then blackmail, right? Friend, traumatize, blackmail. Coming across as a friend and then taking advantage and traumatizing somebody, and they are preying on lost souls. And I had, and then I got sex addiction there. What was that other card that was here? It was here. I must have put it back in the thing, but hunter. It was the hunter of lost souls. So those that are orphans, those that are homeless, those that are desperate, those that really trying to, you know, those that are unaware, right? They would befriend, and this is what happened in the early days at settlement time. Befriend, become the caregiver, and I'm talking about a whole lot of so-called services here that have all come under this guise as the friend. Those that are coming towards somebody who is a lost soul, hunted, you know, they are the prey, and put into a shameful situation, and then they're blackmailed into becoming that also. That's the black magic, right? Mm-hmm. Shit. Yeah. So, okay, so what else do we need to know about this situation at this time? So anyway, that's what we've got to up until now, right? So what we have, a baker, organised crime at the back, could be the name Baker, or it is a baker. Summertime, something happened in the summertime, something false. What else? I'm talking about employment agency is involved. Azurite. We have Azurite here as a psychic guidance. Intuitive development urges the soul to enlightenment. Stimulate the third eye, raises consciousness, facilitates channeling, psychomatic understanding, clears stress, worry, grief, sadness, transmutes fears and phobias, calms nerves and stimulates throat chakra. Azurite. So this is actually telling us, collective, if you've been through this, use Azurite. That can actually help to heal, and it will also stimulate the throat chakra to speak out about this shit, right? Because this shit needs to come out, and it is coming out. You know, look at the media, look what's going on around the whole world. You know, all this shit is coming to fruition, and if people aren't speaking out and becoming quietened, they can actually be you know, like, because spirit's coming for everyone, right? Like, anybody who's partaken and kept quiet, those kept quiet, They need to heal, and they need to be able to open up their throat chakra. They need to speak out, otherwise they're going to go down too, right? Gang stalkers. This is what's happening to the collective. There's gang stalkers. People coming down in groups on people that are speaking out. Got stolen money. And then look. Speak out, collective. Lost cause is in reverse. These people are not lost causes. They are not false people. We have the goddess of the moon here, the virgins. They took virgins. These are churches taking young people into the orphanages. Holy Mother Mary is here. This cold axe. Spiritual vampires. This is taking the spirit away from somebody, right? This is wearing them down. So these types of assaults, these types of traumas that they placed on these children, right? Those vulnerable people, homeless people, children, orphans, and you know, they're spiritual vampires. They are sucking the energy out of these children. Wishing. Disease, wishing disease. Law is here. IT. We have a tiger, a predator. We have a twin flame. Trade in reverse. This is, okay, this is sex trafficking. This is a trade, right? Worth a lot of money. Trading in virgins. Shit. This trade's over. It's in reverse. It's over. Hang on, let me turn this light on here. This is over. It's done. Chilling. Mount Warning is here. Look, handlers, right? Handler. That's what these are. If you haven't watched my Curse Breaker series, watch them. This is a follow-up. I didn't expect this to be this, but it is. This is not preconceived or anything. We have gratitude here. Be gracious, collective, for what we have. Be gracious for surviving this. If you're triggered, then you're triggered. You need to go and heal. Insurance. Triggered insurance. So to trigger one for insurance. And then we have he who holds firm the goodness. God is here. Jesus is with us. And that's what I heard. He said to me yesterday. He said, I walk among you. Right? Beauty. Wise. heart chakra. He walks among the beautiful, the wise, and opens the heart chakras of many. To be able to receive love again, to be able to receive. What is the collective going to receive? Oh, yeah, look. Sex addiction, it's in reverse. Greed is in reverse. What is the collective going to receive, Spirit? What is the collective going to receive in this October? Angels. October is in reverse. October's already gone, right? Bank teller. Queen Joan is here. Executed. Queen Joan was executed. Was Queen Joan executed? Didn't new friend Queen Joan is here. The invisible Queen, Joan of Arc. The invisible Queen, Joan of Arc, is here. She was executed. This is our new friend. Loyalty. Expect loyalty is coming. This is a pretty crazy time, right? Everything's been exposed. Everybody is being judged. Everyone needs to be aware that they're being judged. A lot of people still aren't even knowing they're under judgment. They may be receiving karma and not even know what it is, or, you know. They're just looking at the moment and they're not looking at the past. Because we also receive the karma of our families, right? So anyway, unless we recognizing that, and then being able to be open about it and speak out about it, then that's how it heals, right? But if it's all suppressed because of shame of being a guilty party, I mean, there's the shame of the victim, but then there's the shame of the guilty, and a lot of the times the victims become the perpetrators, right? So unless that's addressed and being recognised and opened and spoken about, then, you know, I mean, that to speak about it is actually going to lessen karma. You know what I mean? It doesn't, to a degree, because everyone still has to go through their karma. So if they've committed a crime, you've got to do the time, right? But in doing that time, you can actually go through the processes of healing. It's like doing your time hard, or doing it, or just doing the time. You can do it really hard, or just do the. I won't say do the time easy, because I wouldn't think that any of the karma will be easy. It's not going to be for anyone. But in opening it up and speaking it out, it's going to be less hard. I can put it like that. But yeah, so anyway, the truth is here. The truth is here. The ancestors are here. The karma's here. If you expect to be wearing karma at this time, just be honest about it and take it. pray to God for forgiveness, because God also understands mental health, you know. He knows why people become very, very ill because of these traumas. But one must recognise, I've just seen organised crime as well, one must recognise their, what's the word? Misgivings, is that right? Misgivings. Yeah, misgivings, because you're misgiving to others. But we're talking about on an extreme level, right? Like the hunters mostly will probably not be coming back. They will become null and void. The collective, however, are going to be compensated, you know, for all the traumas, as long as they've kept themselves right and haven't become the perpetrator as well. Then, yeah, it'll be okay. So, speak up, everybody. Speak up, collective. It's going to come out anyway. If you don't speak up, you're going to get trapped in it. You know? If you don't speak up about it, you are in it. You become this. Some of our people here already are that. Alright, because they've participated. If one has participated willingly, without remorse, without guilt, without repentance, then things aren't going to be so good for you. Alright, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you again in the next reading. I hope I've been clear enough, you know. This is a global pandemic. This is the real global pandemic that is about to be really, really, really heavily exposed. Because it's the original sin, right? The original sin is coming forth, and it's being judged. For all those years, thousands of years of the devil's reign, it's now changing. Okay? I'll see you in the next read. Bye-bye.